1 pitch. A swing and a drive to deep right, away back, goal!
And with that Hemi call, it is time for another episode of the Swing and a Drive podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. I am one of the hosts, Mike Voorhees, and alongside me, as always, the other host, my sidekick, my main man, Brent Spillin. Beast Bills, good evening, my friend.
Dude, hold on a second. Sorry, hold on. Oh, I think I just did something to my thumb, man.
I knew it. I knew it.
I got tangled in my microphone cord. It got part of my shirt. I don't know if I can record.
Did you hit your thumb on a chair?
Yeah.
Are you going to have to go for x-rays?
Yeah. So I don't know if I can talk since my thumb's hurt.
But I knew it. Too soon.
Well, we'll get to that here in a second. Probably wondering why I hurt myself. Yeah, it's just a silly thing I did. But Mike, I'm doing well. It's warm out. It's sunny out. The Indians are 5 games over 500, but they might not have a full staff here. When I say staff, I mean from the players. We're not going to have a full team roster here for a little bit.
No, lots of changes since.
But how are you? Before you get into that, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I mean, it's a little bit of an emotional week, but we spoke about that a little bit off air, and so yeah, just looking forward to a Memorial Day weekend, a long weekend, doing some camping with the family.
There we go.
I'm really excited, man, to get away, relax, enjoy the outdoors. Cannot wait.
Now here, I got some family stuff too. Got a niece. You know, she's a freshman who runs track, and their 4x4 team won the district. So they got regionals coming up, and hopefully they can qualify for states here. So we're going to try to check that out.
Awesome.
And just hang out with some family. So same thing, but
there you go, man. That's
but anyways.
Where do we start? Where do you want to start?
Just start off with, why did I pretend I hurt my thumb?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just announced probably an hour or so before we recorded, Zach Plesac, starting pitcher, has been placed on the 10-day injured list with a what's it called, Brent? Non-displaced fracture of his right thumb. And that is scary in itself. However, details have broke as to how Mr. Plesac injured his thumb, and it was because he aggressively took off his undershirt in the locker room following his exit from his last start and hit his thumb on a chair, aggressively removing his shirt. I'm not kidding. That is not a joke. That is verbatim what is being reported.
Unbelievable. When I first saw that, you texted me that. When I saw, I was like, oh man, I was like, okay, that's why he had a rough inning. He must have fractured his thumb somehow during the game the other day was against the Tigers.
I think he injured himself against
Minnesota.
Yeah, I was going to say against Minnesota, because it would have been, was it Sunday's game? I think so. Hold on, I'm doing some quick research here. It was Sunday.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it for a second either.
Plesac went 3 2/3, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 1, struck out 1, and gave up a homer. Obviously, the Indians lost that game, but yeah, Plesac just didn't have it Sunday. Minnesota was teeing off on him. He was perfect through the first, I think, 3 innings. He hadn't given up a hit or a walk, was looking really good. And then that second time through the lineup, Minnesota figured out what he was doing and started teeing off on him, and he didn't get out of the 4th.
Yeah, he was playing pretty well. I mean, he had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning against Seattle.
Yeah, he looked dominant in that game.
On May 13th.
Yep, looked absolutely dominant.
Yeah, so no-hitter, then he ended up giving up 2 runs, probably because the emotions of all that, giving up a hit and then a homer.
Well, I imagine, too, the pitch count, everything else. Like, I couldn't imagine being in that situation, but I'm sure it's a little nerve-wracking.
So, with Plesac down, and Tristan McKenzie was sent back to AAA because he's been struggling a little bit up.
Tristan he's been dealing with control issues all season long. We've talked about it. He's walked a ton of people. And they're hoping that him going down to AAA and kind of working on his delivery and his release points, that he'll come back and be better like he was in 2020. But the Indians pitching staff has 3 gaping holes right now. I mean,
Yeah. We have 2 starters.
You've got Cy Bieber,
which
and
hasn't been Cy,
and Cy Savali, because both those guys have been really good this year.
Yeah,
Bieber hasn't looked himself.
Hey, I want to take a second to talk about your hot take from the last episode.
Yeah, what happened after I said he was amazing?
You said Savali got rocked.
He did.
I
jinxed him. I jinxed
of our staff.
But he still only lost 1 game. I mean, he still has pitched very well. Aside from that 1 game, Bieber hasn't looked himself since Roberto Perez went down injured. I mean, you can tell how important having an amazing catcher like Robo is. Bieber needs to find it. We're going to need him.
Dude, I feel like this is the 2016 playoffs.
Oh, is there a drone? Do I hear a drone?
Yeah, having just a couple pitchers.
The Indians, man, we were talking about this a little bit before we went on the air. I mean, the Indians, I don't know what they're going to do, Brent. I really don't. Logan Allen, he started the year in the rotation. They sent him down. He still hasn't found it. I know he's got an earned run average over 10. I think it was 11 last time I checked. Old Mother Hubbard's cupboard's getting real bare here. I don't know what they're going to do.
Listen, we're 25-20 right now.
I get it.
And last time we recorded, they were 18-14.
Yep. So we're 7-6 since the last time we recorded.
And they've played decent against the good teams.
Yeah.
Against the Cubs, right after we recorded, they swept the 2-game series.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
But then they lost 3 out of 4 to Seattle,
which I still can't fathom. But okay.
We took 2 out of 3 against the Angels.
Yep.
But then lost 2 out of 3 to Minnesota.
Yep. This team is what we call them last time we recorded. They are up and down and around and up and upside down and backwards. They're going to be a roller coaster all season long. I took your advice. I'm taking a step back, and I'm just going to enjoy this season for what it is. There are 25-20. I can't believe they're 5 games over 500. I can't tell you they're going to be 5 games over 500 by the time we record again. This team is, I mean, Plesac's a big deal, Brent, but that's not the biggest injury news the Indians have. If for those that missed it, Franmil Reyes, the Franimal, left, I believe it was Saturday's game against Minnesota.
Yeah, it was the game they won.
It was the game they won. He is out 5 to 7 weeks with an abdominal strain. It looked really bad. I was listening to the game on the radio. I was in the car, and Tom Hamilton, I thought Tom Hamilton was going to cry. I mean, it sounded bad. He paused and was very hesitant and was like, folks, that does not look good. And they were trying to get updates during the game and they couldn't. And then I saw on Twitter that he was getting a scan done Sunday morning. And then of course they announced it Sunday late morning, 5 to 7 weeks. And that's huge. He's been our best hitter. He at 257, he's been our best hitter. Missing him in this lineup is not going to be, it's not going to be easy to replace him at all.
Yeah, man. It's that's a hard, I mean, it's like him and Hosey's I think the majority, them 2 alone have the majority of homers, the majority of I think RBIs. I think extra base hits,
like they go.
Sure.
The Indians offense goes the way Jose Ramirez and Franmil Reyes, and I would throw Eddie Rosario in that mix. He's slowly coming around, but what? Hold on.
Jake Bauers had 3 hits yesterday.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil. I'm glad he's finally hitting the ball. I really am. I'm really glad that he's hitting the ball finally after we're a month and a half, almost 2 months into the season. Good for him. He needs to hit. We're going to need everybody to hit. This team's going to have to find offense. Jose can't do it all on his own.
Okay, Mike, I got something for you. We're going to take a quick break here.
Okay.
But when we get back, I'm going to tell you through these pitching struggles, through these injuries, why the Indians are going to be playing above 500 baseball for at least the next month or so, okay?
Oh, I got to hear this.
We'll be right back.
You're listening to A Swing and a Try
And that'll do it. The Indians win the series.
on the Press Play Podcast Network.
Hey everybody, it's Sam Amico from Cavs on the Break NBA podcast. Be sure to give us a listen for all your Cleveland Cavaliers recaps, analysis, breakdowns, draft talk, free agency. The list goes on and on. Give us a listen, Cavs on the Break NBA podcast.
You've been pining, you've been waiting for Rega and Rhoda to get back together. We gotcha. Press Play Podcast. We're ready to go. We're going to have our podcast with everything that you want. Browns, Cavaliers, Indians, Ohio State, the national scene. Kenny Rhoda, Michael Regai back together again. Make sure you keep your ears open. It's happening right here on Press Play Podcast. See you then.
So the Indians and Tigers just started.
Okay.
Cesar Hernandez just hit a leadoff home run in the bottom or the top of the first.
Okay. He's been playing
I wanted
better.
to throw some positive news
There we
out
go.
there.
Hey, wow, you?
Yeah.
I must be rubbing off on you.
You know, you're the greatest co-host a guy could ask for.
The only co-host. But I'll still take it.
All right. Well, that's good. All right. So I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt, but
no, it's okay. I'm along with positivity, like you mentioned. Here's some other thoughts I have of why to stay positive.
okay.
I got positive about it.
I gotta hear this.
Okay. So we understand the injuries. We understand the pitching.
Yep.
So number one, Tito, I trust Tito. Okay. I think we've talked about this before. These aren't like mind-blowing
No,
thoughts here.
we've
The
said
front
that.
office, our minor leaguers are starting to come up. We always seems like pitching. There's always gonna be somebody down there that's gonna come up, which maybe we can talk to a couple guys that we think might pop up here because of the injuries we got and Tristan's struggles. So, okay, Mike. So from including tonight through next month, the month of June, the Indians have 34 games. Okay. 26 of them are against teams that are 500 or worse.
So we're not going to win then. Based on our schedule, we fared better against winning teams than
Just
teams with
recently. Okay, no,
losing record.
stop going that way. Stop it. No, they're going to turn it around. They're going to start winning.
Okay.
the
Okay.
series.
Who
Split
are
and win
those
some series
teams
here? Huh?
Name some
right.
of the teams that we get to
So
play.
obviously, including tonight, we have 2 more games. No, sorry, including tonight, we have 3 more games against Detroit. Toronto, 3-game series. Then we got 4 at the White Sox. Gonna be tricky. Okay, 3 with Baltimore,
Okay.
2 with St. Louis,
Ooh.
3 with Seattle again.
Okay.
Then a 4-game homestand against Baltimore. Then 3 games against Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. They're struggling. That's not a surprise.
No.
A couple at the Cubs. They're right about where the Indians are playing.
Are those home or away? I
Those
think
are
they're
away.
away. Yep.
The 4 games at Minnesota.
Mm.
And then to close out June, 3-game homestand against the Tigers.
All right.
Like-
So of those 34 games, Brent, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's our record for those 34 games?
Oh man, I don't know about that. That's hard.
You know, Mr. Positivity over here.
Okay, if we're about, I'm gonna say we'll probably go. I gotta do my math right here.
Yep, I get you.
So we have to, if we stay the same, so we'll be. I think we'll play around 500. To be honest.
Okay,
We're talking 17. Wait, 17. Be like 18 and 16.
Okay,
Something like that. That's like 2 games
All right.
over.
I will go out on a limb and say that we win 12 games.
Ooh. You're bringing negative Nancy back in here.
No, I'm being a realist.
Apologize.
No,
There's a Nancy out there and you're
I'll
not negative.
apologize. I'll apologize.
No, I'm
It-
apologizing for saying. I don't want to say negative Nancy. Make it look like if there's a Nancy out there that's not negative, I apologize.
I'll say this: you're missing Roberto Perez.
Okay.
You're missing Franmil Reyes. The entire offense cannot be carried by Jose Ramirez. You've only got 2 starting pitchers in Bieber and Savali. We don't know how long Plesac will be out. It could be 10 days. It could be a little bit longer. I hate to say it. The team relies too much on their pitching. I don't see them winning more than 12 games of those 34 you mentioned. I don't.
What just happened to the positivity you had literally 3 minutes ago? You just
Cesar
said,
Hernandez led off the game with a home
and
run.
you're like, I'm being
fantastic.
positive. I said I'm rubbing off on you, and now all of a sudden,
No,
switched in a matter of minutes.
No. I'm being a realist. I will love
realist
it.
is 500 ball. That's easy to do.
If the Indians win more than those 12 games, so of those 34, if they win 18, 19, that's fantastic. I just don't see it happening. I don't. I would love it if they did, but where are you? You're going to have to get 3 pitchers somewhere. You need 5 for a rotation, unless you're going to go with 4 and then use your bullpen. Where's Fran Mills' offense going to come from?
So you really think they're going to go like 12 and 22?
I think that is a fair assessment.
No, I don't like it. I don't like
okay.
it. Mike.
You don't have to. And I'm glad that you don't.
Well, then don't say you're going to be positive. Don't say you're going to be positive if you're really not.
I'm trying to be positive about this team. I think that this team could potentially fall apart if they don't find. They need to find pitching.
Here we
Beast Bills.
Here we go again on my own. Sorry.
No Plesac. Logan Allen can't find the strike zone. He can't even get batters out in AAA. Tristan McKenzie, you can't call him right back up after sending him down. He needs a couple of starts in AAA to work stuff out. I'm looking at their minor league roster right now. I'm looking at the Columbus Clippers roster. Okay. There's only, aside from Logan Allen and Tristan McKenzie, there's only 2 other men on the 40-man that they could call up with Plesac going on the injured list. If they have to add somebody to the 40-man, then they have to make a roster move, right?
Yeah.
Of those 2 guys, they are Eli Morgan and where'd he go? I just saw him. And
Scott Moss.
Scott Moss we got in the Clevenger deal that brought us Yasiel Puig, Franmil Reyes. He was a prospect.
I think he got hurt in the last game.
I think so.
But Scott, okay, I saw this actually that you brought that up. Eli Morgan. He might be the guy. This is actually from @_CLEology on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it's from him. He said Eli Morgan. He's got a 3.15 ERA, 1.13 WHIP, and 10 Ks per 9 across 332.2 minor league innings. Okay. So pretty much saying he's about ready to come up. So we're probably going to see him.
I'm looking at his stats right now. He's pitched in 3 games, 13 innings, 13 and 2/3 innings. He's got 13 strikeouts. He's 0-1 with a 3.95 earned run average and a 1.54 WHIP.
Yeah.
Man's never pitched in the majors.
We'll see. There's another guy who I don't even know who this is. He's not on the 40-man though. Kirk McCarty.
So Kirk McCarty, I'm glad you mentioned
He's
him.
like 3-0 with a 2.66 ERA in Columbus right now.
So Kirk is 3-0, 2.66 ERA. The Indians are very high on him. He is one of our higher rated prospects. So in order for them to add him to the 40-man, though, somebody's got to get booted off the 40-man.
Yeah.
And who are you going to boot off the 40-man?
Your negativity.
My negativity.
That's what I'm booting off.
My negativity doesn't take up a roster spot, Brent Spillin.
Well, folks, I tried. Hey, we got a half an episode of Mike being positive. So that's a start.
No. Hold on.
Baby steps. Baby steps. Maybe next episode you'll be better.
No. Listen, I will be as positive as you. I promise. I'm just trying to be as realistic as possible, because what happens is when I try to be positive, I'll say the team will win all 34 of those games and we're going to be cruising. And we know that's not possible. They're going to lose. I know.
I'm just joking because I thought it was funny because you literally just said you were being positive and then you literally 2 minutes later stopped being positive. So that's why I thought
I'm looking at our 40-man
I get you. No,
roster.
I'm a realist too. I get it. It was funny.
So I'm looking at our 40-man roster right now. I think that there's 2 in-house options for the Indians in Cal Quantrill and Jean Carlos Mejia.
They just called him up.
They just called him up. He is very highly ranked as a prospect, but neither one of those guys are stretched out enough to be a starter. They could give you 2, maybe 3 innings at most.
I
So
mean,
you're going to have to stretch them out.
We need a couple rain delays.
We could.
Actually, that's not going to help. That means
I'm
they won't
looking at the
pitch.
40-man. Oh, Carlos Vargas. I know he's on our 40-man roster as well.
Trying to delay.
I don't know much about Mr. Vargas. I'm hoping my phone. Oh, the Rubber Ducks just actually placed him on the injured list.
Oh, no, you think another guy
On
coming
May
straight
4th.
from Akron?
Well, he was optioned to Columbus in March, and then they sent him to. He started the season with the Rubber Ducks. So unfortunately, he's not coming up. He's on the injured list. But I'm looking at our list. I don't know who you're going to boot off of this 40-man roster in order to add a pitcher. So I'm wondering if Eli Morgan's the move simply because he's already on the 40-man. That would make sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're hoping Plesac's gone 1 start, maybe at most 2. The Indians have already announced that tomorrow will be a bullpen day. So they haven't announced an opener for that game, but depending on how tonight goes, Brent, okay. So now that we've talked about the pitching, let's talk about who replaces Franmil Reyes. So the Indians obviously called up highly touted prospect Owen Miller. He was on fire to open the season. He was hitting 500 at AAA.
Yeah.
He's 1 for 9 in the bigs. That's a small sample size. He plays all over the diamond. I know a lot of people couldn't believe that the Indians called him up and had him DH. They felt that was kind of a weird move considering he's so versatile and can play all over the field.
Oh, yeah. Also, I don't think last time we talked about Jimenez went down.
Yeah, Andres Jimenez got sent down to AAA. I think that's a good move.
I don't know. We'll see.
I was kind of shocked.
We'll see. He needs some games under his belt, but I mean, he started out 0 for 5 the first game. Yeah, I think he had a hit last night.
He did. He got his first major league hit. If you saw it, it was a infield single.
Oh,
hustled down the line. Shortstop got to the ball, but just was late on the throw. And I mean, Owen Miller beat the throw by less than half of a second. It was a bang bang play.
Well, I guess we'll see if he can be the guy. I guess we're going to be paying close attention.
He's starting at
what's
third.
going on.
He's starting at third tonight. Jose is DHing.
All right. Well, Mike, hey, I want to end on a positive note. Okay.
Let's do that.
I think this is going to help you feel better.
Okay.
There's a guy named Francisco Lindor who plays for the New York
Wait
Mets.
a minute. You mean Frankie?
Yeah, that guy.
Frankie, former Indian Frankie. Okay. Yeah.
So he's batting 189 right now in 40 games. He's got 4 doubles, 3 homers, 9 ribbies, and 3 stolen bases. That's really all he's doing.
All right. Can I say one thing real quick?
You sure can.
How's that feel, Cleveland fans?
Woo-wee.
Knowing he's not tearing the cover off the ball in New York, suffering the microscope that is the New York media, your big off-season acquisition, you pay him a buttload of money, and he's hitting 189.
I know, like, it's funny. You go to like Google and just like type in his name, and it's like the first thing that pops up on the stories. Like, Mets fans are furious with Francisco Lindor again. The New York Post, Francisco Lindor's Mets lineup spot safe for now. It's like all this. That's Luis Rojas. Not concerned about Francisco.
I love it. But hey, I'll be honest. Who won that deal? Carrasco's hurt, so he hasn't pitched for him yet. Lindor is hitting 189.
Oh, dude, it's 40 games.
You've got
games.
Right, but what's Ahmed Rosario hitting? And what was Cesar hitting before he went down? Like, let's be honest here.
Cesar, he hasn't anything to do with it.
Or not Cesar. So
you mean Jimenez?
Yeah. So let's look here. So where's he at? Ahmed Rosario is hitting 248. 248. That's respectable, right? That's respectable. And I'm trying to find Mr. Jimenez here. Give me 1 second.
It wasn't good. I know that.
No, that's why they sent him down. He just was struggling. He was trying too hard, and
We
I think
those both are young guys still, so it's like
Yeah.
they have time. Like it's too. We don't know. Frankie's gonna get better. We know he is. It's just it helps the sting a little bit because I still wish he was here. But
Do
knowing
you
he's
though?
struggling-
Do you though? After seeing, like, hearing the stuff that we heard about him sleeping during
Yeah,
the
true.
World Series game and him not trying his hardest,
I still would because he wouldn't have said any of that, and we never would have known.
I
He was still
belong.
here.
It would have come out. So
Not when he was here.
Andres Jimenez hitting 179 with 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. We still don't know about the other guys we got back in the deal. They're minor league prospects.
Well,
But hey, that makes me feel great knowing
there we
that
go.
Lindor is worse than Ahmed Rosario.
so we'll end on that then,
Absolutely. Let's
And-
end on it.
and let's see. Right now, as this recording is positive, Indians are winning. So hopefully they
1-0.
keep it up. There we go.
1-0. Yep.
Fine if that's the final score. But-
I'm hoping they can get some more runs. 'Cause
Yeah.
That would be nice.
All right,
But-
man.
All right,
Well,
Beast Bills. Hey, have a safe and happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all the veterans that are serving, have served, that have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So we thank you guys. We love you guys. Be safe, everybody, this weekend. And I can't wait to see where we're at when we record next, sir. I really don't.
I sure hope we win more than 12 games. That's all I know.
Hold me to it. Hold
We'll
me
see.
to it.
Oh, we'll be recording sooner than that because that's at the end of June, but we'll get into that next time, see how well they're doing. But all right, man. Good stuff as always. Have a great weekend, and we will talk soon.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Who's got the fans with so much Cleveland pride? Who's talking baseball? Talking Tribe. We're talking baseball. Talking Tribe. Nobody plays harder than the Tribe. We've got the players. These guys are really hot. We've got a future.
Hello, Brooks here with the Books with Brooks monthly book club podcast. We read one book a month and then we talk about it. Books like Stephen King's The Shining or Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. If you're on the hunt for book recommendations and enjoy sparkling conversation, come read along with us and then listen in.
Hey, it's JD from the Hyman Podcast. I created this podcast to have hard conversations. Conversations that make us human but are also wildly uncomfortable. Conversations that help give voice to the voiceless and to the marginalized. Now you can listen to the entire first season on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Consider this your personal invitation to join the conversation.